Hello. Hi. Welcome in. Let me turn Spotify off. Nix, hello. Wolfie, hello. Welcome in, guys. Hey, Nix. How's your day? Okay. I think I'm good to go. I think. Hi, Blaze. How are ya? Alright. Okay. Good? Good. I'm glad to hear you're good. How was your Wednesday? Halfway through the week, guys. Why is this guy, like, pouncing on me, though? About to ask. I was about to ask what that was and say it looked very Zelda-y, then realized what it is. Oh, you were gonna ask what this is. And then, okay, I got it. You were about to ask what this is and it looks very Zelda-y. Yes, it is Zelda. Okay, so this should lay... Not sure why I typed was. Well, I, like, was tripping on it because I wanted to... You know, obviously I wanted to read what you wrote. But I was tripping up on it, yeah. Doing good. Excited for my last major road trip before the Ren Fair, Ohio road trip at the end of this month, which will now be capped off by Minnesota State Fair. That'll be so fun. It was good. Work was rough, but I don't have to work till Monday, so I'm going to my family's camp. That's awesome, Blaze. It's awesome. I think, yeah, it happens sometimes, honestly. I don't know, like, you know, you've been here long enough to know, like, I'm usually pretty good at, like, oh, I don't know why I just walked backwards there. Like, I'm usually pretty good at, like, trying to decipher, like, what people mean. But I got tripped up there. I don't know why. Why are you not jumping? Okay. I don't have to, like, the boomerang or anything yet, so... Get this. Go this way. Go this way. Go this way. Stop jumping off of random stuff. Oh yeah, I have to get behind them like this. This will trip up most people. Yeah, yeah. Will trip up most people. Yeah, it definitely threw me for a loop.
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
Astronaut voice. Oh, did you play that yet? I have to go back, don't I?
What is that melody?
Link. Why you be like this, Link? Sully, welcome in. How you doing? No. Oh. You haven't played it yet?
Fluid intake immediately.
Yes, Alexa. Hi, Sully. How are ya? Okay. So... I did eat, well, I started eating. I have half of my Big Mac next to me because I'm absolutely the queen of letting my food get cold. And it's too early for meds yet. But I had therapy today, so we're doing great. What the heck? I don't know how close you have to get to enemies in this. before eating. I've actually gotten in trouble for that. Yeah, it's terrible, and honestly, I have wasted far too much food in my lifetime because of it, but I just don't eat fast enough sometimes. I don't know. Can you stop? Sucks that you got in trouble, though. Like, I didn't get in trouble, but I just feel bad. Like, I feel bad wasting food. Are you kidding me? I jumped too early like a chump. Jump like a chump. Chump, chump. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm so far back. Okay. Wait, can I go this way? I have enough keys now. Okay. Okay. Light. Light. The light doesn't do anything, really? That seems silly. Can I get him to go this way? Ah! Oh, they go out. Wait, since when? I said I am literally hitting the button. Like, I'm hitting it so many times. What the actual fuck? Remember last time I played this and I was like, it's a little bit easier when it's 3D. I don't think so. I think it actually was easier 2D. Oh, I'm getting so annoyed that I'm just making stupid mistakes. And also, like, I am jumping. I am 1000% hitting the jump button and he's just not. I wonder if it's one of those things where it's like you can't be like in finishing any other motion. Like you can't be like walking and do it or something. Right, so this doesn't do anything here. It's just light. Alright, and then I have to jump over to this guy without... I hit the button! Holy fuck! Hi Franklin, how are you? Oh, the beak. Great. That doesn't help me at all. The dog's mouth exerts 150-200 pounds of pressure per square inch, with some dogs exerting up to 400. There's no way my little ass Yorkie has that much, but who knows, she might. Have you ever been bitten by a Yorkie? She sucks. Jiller, hello! Hi, DJ. There's no fucking way right now. Game. I'm literally hitting him from behind. What the heck? Thank you. The day has been okay. Honestly, I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep... I'm not sure if I want to keep streams on Wednesdays. Because Wednesday's my therapy day, and I just feel like... I don't want to say drained. Like, drained isn't the right word. Like, I had, like, a really rough therapy session today. So, like, I'm not in a great mood. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, Of course there is. Yeah, no, I know how to do that. So part of me is just like, eh. But the other part of me is like, no, play your game. Play your game and hang out with your friends and do what makes you happy. Exhausted or numb? A little both, you know? When you gotta feel all those feelings, it's a little exhausting. It's a little exhausting. Why doesn't he want to jump ever? I really feel like the jump in this version, as opposed to like the other version, is like funky. Like he doesn't jump far enough forward. Like there's been so many instances where it's just like, the only thing that killed me is him not jumping, or jumping too far, or not jumping far enough. Alright, let's try this again now. Why did you hit that twice? Okay. Jump. Don't slide, just jump. Don't slide, just jump. Okay, there we go. Jump. There we go. Jump. There we go. Jump. Jump. I'm pushing the button so hard, I don't think you guys understand how hard I'm hitting the Y button. Lag jump? I don't think it was lag, I think it's just... I think it's like one of those where I'm like, I'm doing two motions at once. Like I'm like walking and moving at the same time. Excuse me, walking and jumping at the same time. Just trying to correct everything to Spanish. Lol. Ja, 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 ja. Oh my gosh, DJ. I was cracking up so bad. I was laughing so bad when you were in Chaos's stream the other night. And he was like, the J's are H's. Like, I was like, oh my god, don't be making fun of DJ. What are you doing? The J's are H's. What a silly goose. Peach almost pushed me off. Did you guys see that? Oh, mini boss time. Okay. You are ugly in 3D. You were ugly before, but holy. You are ugly in 3D. Did you just chuck me? How do I not get chucked? How do I not get chucked? I've gotta like jump, right? Like, that's gotta be what it is. Okay, got it once. Okay. Oh my god. I was like, no way, that's how US reacts to pronunciation. I was laughing so much to the point of crying. He is so silly. He is such a funny guy. I have actually known Chaos since we were young. Chaos and I went to school together. But he was cracking me up so bad. He's like, the J's are H's. I was like, oh my god, don't say that. I have to get the bracelet soon. Poke me in. Suck me off. The map. On the map, on the map, on the map. No! These bats are so aggressive. He's really funny. Yeah, he's one of my closest friends. Hey Ark, how are ya? Pinecone, okay. Also, I just want to say, I have the best channel point redemption idea, and I don't know how to set it up. Like, I was in Mix It Up before stream, and I was like, how do I make this do what I need it to do? But I don't want to tell anybody what it is because I don't want... Because people always copy me. People always copy me. Like, it's unavoidable. Whatever. Imitation is the finest form of flattery. Whatever. People always fucking copy me. So I don't want to tell people what my idea is. I just want to build it. And I want to figure out how to build it. But I need help building it because I don't know... Like, I don't know how to code this and mix it up properly. But I don't want to tell anybody because I don't want someone to copy me. So it's like, I will figure it out. It might take me a minute, but I will figure it out because it is one of the best channel point ideas I've ever come up with, and I know it's possible. I know it's possible and Mix It Up. I just don't know how to build it from scratch. But let me do my pen cone. Pinecone! There it is. I was like, how come it's not showing? Pinecone. Ciao. 140. I still never learned Mix It Up, and the longer my break from streaming is, the less likely that I ever will. Honestly, Wolfie, you probably would pick it up so quickly. Like, just from, like, you using, like, Lorian board and all that stuff. Like, I would bet that you would pick up Mix It Up really quickly. You probably would be able to help me figure out what I need to do. Hey, Marms, how you doing? Bot chose to be mean. Oh, I found the power bracelet. That's what I need. Perfect. Is a bot being a bully already? Bully? Lift. Yes. Oh, I am unstoppable now, chat. So can I throw this? No. Well, yes, I can throw it, but I was trying to say, can I throw this at the trigger, but it won't work. Which one is this? This is Link's Awakening, but this is the HD. This is the HD remaster for Switch. So they like made it all 3D now. Pink's bully bot is back. I'm sorry. What if I promise to like time it out? What if I promise to like ground it? There's a bug. Yeah, I was like, there's a guy here. I saw it. Chow, chow. I could play this. I am only on the second dungeon, so I'm still pretty early into the— ah! Don't knock me down. I'm still pretty early into the game. Yes, use his power. Use his power. Okay, so I have a key, which can go in here, but this trigger would go there. Yeah, I don't need to go back there, do I? I don't think so. The original Zelda. Well, this particular Zelda game, I tell this story all the time. This was my first Zelda game. This Zelda came with my Game Boy. Like, this was the game that came like with my Game Boy. So this was my first Zelda game. This was the game that started it all. Started my love for the rest of this franchise. And surprisingly enough, even though this was my first Zelda game and this was the first one that like got me into Zelda games, I've never beaten it. Which I would like to eventually try to do now with this version. Yeah, I've got to, I think there's 8 dungeons in total. I think there's 8 total. I think it shows here if I do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so there's 8 total because there's 8 there's 8 instruments. 8 instruments. And I've never beaten it. I've gotten to temple, whatever. I've gotten to the 6th dungeon and I've never beaten it. And after this one, I vaguely might remember how to get to the 3rd dungeon, but after this, I don't really remember very much. Like, I would say that the 2nd dungeon is probably the last little remnants of my memory of this game. And even this, I'm starting to be like, where did I go? Can you come here, little guy? Tunika's amazing. This is the time. Yeah, this is the time I'm doing it. If I time them out, oh my gosh. Tunika's amazing, but so hard. Didn't realize those souls like. Is it really? Oh, I didn't know that either. Wait, so how do I beat these rabbit dudes? I thought I had to do it. Oh, wait, I think I throw things at them. Oh, shit. Hold on. Yeah. Stop bouncing. Thank you. Alright, who here has played this? Is that not difficult to live with? What do you mean? This? That I haven't finished it? What do I do here? Hi, Biggie. This looks so cute. Oh my god. It's the HD... It's the HD remake of Link's Awakening, which came out in like 93 or something? I played the Game Boy version, but not the messed up Mario hybrid. Of what? What am I feel like I'm being confused? Oh, I got really frustrated because when I tried to learn it, it seemed like it didn't do so many of the things I wanted to. I think because it's more overlay based, while Sammy, who used to be the Leorin board, is manipulating things directly at OBS. But you can't, like... But you can do that and mix it up. I just think that you... Like, people don't know what Mix It Up is capable of doing, because a lot of the... They're not commands, but a lot of the options, like, don't make sense until you start playing with them and building with them. Like, the conditionals and, like, there's a lot of stuff you can do behind the scenes in OBS that I don't think a lot of people realize Mixed Up can do. Like, the whole, like, the channel point redeem, like, the taking the hobbits to Isengard channel point redeem, where it, like, turns my camera rainbow and pulsing and all that stuff. Like, that's all behind the scenes in Mix It Up. Biggie, how are you? Welcome in. Yeah, I hate it when I have a game that I did not finish. Yeah, but there was more to it than just I didn't finish it. I've told this story a bunch of times, so I always kind of forget, like, who's heard the story and who hasn't. So I apologize if you've heard the story. But, so like I said, I got this on my Game Boy in, like, 1993 or whenever it came out. And it was difficult. It was difficult for an 8-year-old, who had never played these types of games before. So it was a little difficult for me. I didn't beat it as a kid, whatever. But Game Boy games, if you remember, Game Boy games back in the day, back in the Dizay, they had batteries in them, and if the batteries died, your save, like, it wouldn't save your game. So my battery died in my Link's Awakening game before I had the... I can't believe that just flew in front of the jar that I needed to throw at that rabbit. So my battery died before I was able to finish it. Alright, I need to kill this bat first so it doesn't throw the phone away. I did nothing. What is Mix It Up? Mix It Up is the bot I use. It's a completely customizable, fully, like, OBS manipulating bot. It's a pretty intense bot. I would say there's a learning curve, which is partially true, but it's more just like, you just have to have kind of like the patience, you know? Arc, thanks for the alert. I'm confused. So, oh. I bet you it's literally here. Oh my gosh, what a cheese this would be to be the boss key. Oh, that'd be so funny. Like, that'd be so funny if they legit, like, put the boss key in the very first room of the dungeon. Where's the boss key? Hold on, look at my map. So that's the boss. Oh, I didn't get it here. Okay, so I have to go this way. You had to replace the battery? Yeah, but I didn't, in the 90s, I didn't know how to do that, or that could be done. You know, the internet wasn't a thing then, so it was like, I didn't know. Wait, what? Where does this go? Shit, it is that bunny. so it is here. Okay, so. Right, up, right. Okay. Right, up. This way to go up. Again. Okay, and then all the way right. Or, wait, let's get this. Okay. That's annoying. Okay, so then, kill this little guy, likes to hide behind that wall, block this guy, because I don't feel like dealing with him. No, I said I don't feel like dealing with him, thank you. Alright, so now do I go down? Yeah, down. So it is the rabbit. It is here, what the heck? I killed this rabbit, I'm so confused. Alright. Here's this. Here's this. Let's pick this up. Throw it at rabbit. See, it's buzzing like it's wrong. What? How do I get this on this? Yeah, you just buy it in the store. It's just a game. Just a game. Okay, so. What the heck? Do you kill them in a specific order? Okay. Let's try this. Oh my god. Okay, so he's dead. He's dead. He's dead. Okay, so you just have to kill them in specific order. It is physical, yeah. Yeah, it came out. I think 2019 is when it came out. So now. It's not here, right? Yeah, it is. Ooh, the slick. Wasn't even on purpose, that was slick. I have to have that. Yeah, I love Zelda games. I have all of them. What? Oh, is it there? Bellsprout in chat, guys. Ooh. Link's Awakening. Awakening, yes. I actually want the Bellsprout too. Okay, so then this one has to go where I need it to go. This one has to go to the boss room, right? I think so. Bellsprout, Bellsprout. 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 Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum. Alright, let's go beat the boss. I don't remember what this boss fight is. Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? Oh, it's the ghost, right? Hmm. Let's see if I remember. DJ, you got it this time? Nice catch, Wolfie. Okay, so my guess is that I have to pick up his little jar, like a little jar, because I'm Linky Loo. Yeah. Grab it. Wait, no, I don't grab it? What? Do I grab it? Can't hurt me as long as I have my bottle. Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to grab your dumb bottle. Okay. Let's try using powder? I don't know. This is like insulting, honestly. The having to walk all the way back through the whole fucking temple. I don't know how to beat him. I assumed it would have been grab his bottle, because with Zelda games, like, the gimmick is that you always use... Oh my god. Thank you. You always use the new ability you got, which is the bracelet. Come on, dude. Domino's website is pissing you off? Pizza does sound good. Okay, let's try this shit again. I don't know how to beat this guy. I know I've done it before because I've definitely gotten past the second dungeon. Because the third dungeon's the one that's in the water, and I remember that being annoying. Okay, let's try this shit again. So... the bottle... I got it. Okay, it's fine. Do I have to watch this every time? No, I don't. Do I? Okay, I don't. Alright, oh, okay. 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 Oh, I didn't break it? Or did I crack it? Okay. So he's out of his bottle now. Wow, what are you doing? Got a hot container. Let's go. The conch. I got this conch. Alright, that's 2 out of 8 down. 25%. You got the conch horn. Let's take another bite of my cold sandwich. Yes, we have to go to the prairie. The prairie is waiting. What the heck? It's so bright. There you go. So if I just never take her back, can I just keep her? Ooh, I can get the windmill in town now. Ooh, those are creepy in 3D. Okay. Oh, we're gonna lose that one there. That's fine. Alright, so that's the key for... Is that the key for the 3rd dungeon? The keyhole? Wait, isn't this a teleport path? Some strange energy is pouring from here. You should find out what it does. Yeah, it's a teleport pad. But I only have one unlocked that's gonna bring me back here. Yeah, see? Let's just go down this random set of stairs. That can't be dangerous. Yeah, I can't do that because I can't move that. Piece of power! Okay, so I can't go swimming yet. I need all of that stuff, so... Let us continue. Look at it, looks like that water looks so swimmable. It looks so swimmable as I drown. Alright, so where to go then? Back to town? I don't want to go back to town because I don't want to give the... I don't want to give Bow Wow back. Is this the 3rd one? This is, I think. Keyhole here. It says Angler Keyhole, yeah. It's the 3rd. 3rd dungeon. Dungon. Just throw a rock at him. Dampe, hi. What's here? Tall Mountain Range. Oh my god, why is my face so itchy? Why is everything so itchy? that piece of heart, I wonder. Boop, 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 boop. Check. Oh, what a weird object. There must be some way to tackle this obstacle. Oh, yeah. That's way later. That's hookshot stuff later. So I can't do any of this yet? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. If I remember right, I'm pretty sure that's hookshot. Ooh, they redid the music, which obviously, like, of course they did, but they, like, orchestrated it, which is really dope. Oh yeah, bird. When fish sleeps long. Oh yeah. When you play the 8 instruments of the science in front of the egg, he will awaken. This, my friend, is the only way for you to leave the island. Oh yeah, I guess we can go look at this egg. There's the egg. All hail the egg. Alright, so now we can go this way. And this way. No, don't fall. Hi, Franklin. How are you? I hope you're well. Tracy! I'm crazy, Tracy. I've got a little secret for sale. Pump you up. How about it? 42 rupees for my little secret. Sure. Come here. My secret medicine. It'll take effect when you lose all hearts. Drop by again, big guy. Cool. I'm okay, just hanging out. How are you? I'm okay. I'm okay. Wednesdays are tough. Wednesdays are just a tough day for me. So we vibing, we doing the best we do. Long day at work? Well, yeah, so Wednesdays, as you know, Wednesdays are my early day, so I work at 5 a.m. on Wednesdays. But I also have therapy on Wednesdays, so it's just, not only is it like a long day and an early day, but it's just like it's a lot mentally. So I'm doing the best I can, you know? Okay. So that fast travel is unlocked. It was productive. It was a good day today. For sure, but I'm tired. And then, like, having to be, like, on, you know, for, like, stream and, like, not that I have to be, like, anything other than myself, but you know, I don't want to be like in a bad mood or anything on stream, so it's just tough sometimes to pull myself together, I guess. I don't know. I screwed that up. But anyway, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I'm trying to be more positive about things in general. I want to get this piece apart. How do I get this? How do I get this? I can't push this. I can't push this. I can't push any of these. I can't push that down. I can't push that in. I can push this one in, but that only leaves me here. Alright, hold on. Let me reset. Let me reset. Pup is back. My pup, did you see her? So it's with the Mario Chain guy. So that is Bow Wow, who is the one of the ladies in town. It's her pet dog. Her pet dog. And I just rescued it. Okay, so now how do I push? Ah, that, this, got it. Bow Wow like the rapper? Yes, it's actually Lil Bow Wow. Alright, I got the piece. I did it. I farted during CNA and walked in and I had them audibly lose their breath gag and I coughed before leaving. Hi Eric, welcome in. That was beautiful. Beautiful. I did the thing! I did! Keyhole. Slime keyhole. Okay, I can't go there yet. Pothole field. Amazing. Excuse me. Okay, what's this say? Richard's Villa. Oh yeah, I think these are Candlelit Castle, 10 minutes. You're just leaving all the shiny on the ground, must be nice. Listen, it blends in, okay? How are you? I must insist you do not bring that awful piece in here. Leave that creature outside and then we can talk. Goodbye. I can't leave him. He's attached to me. Do you not see the chain, sir? Eric, how was your day? Happy time zone to you. Dig, I can oh dig, I can dig, hold on. Dig, okay, hold on, dig. Dig, okay, hold on. Dig, did it. I found a secret seashell. I haven't found the seashell place yet though. Bum ba da 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 da. Alright, so I'm supposed to be in the prairie. But why? Kellinet Castle. Let's go there. Ooh, hello. Son of a... What are you? What are you? Everything looks so different in 3D. I don't know what any of these things are. I'm gonna be Debbie Downer, I capitalize Downer, because I assume it's your last name. This is a proper noun. Be a Debbie Downer. You can always be on. We all have these days. I don't think any of us break if you show. Yeah, thank you. It's a nice reminder sometimes to know that you guys understand, you know? But yeah, I don't want to give up streaming on Wednesdays. It's just, they're just a tough day for me. I was thinking about streaming more on the weekends. More on. Like, streaming, like, the whole weekend, you know? Unless, like, I have plans or stuff I need to do. Because I feel like I cancel a lot during the week for, like, mental health and stuff. My day's been utterly awful, unless you're faking being human. Robot, I don't understand. I demand entertainment? Are you not entertained? Yeah, are you alright, Eric? I'm sorry you haven't had the best day. Ooh, what are you? They're cute little pink buggies, though. Just tired of this place. Yeah. Didn't you say, like you're thinking about a month or so, Eric? Or am I misremembering? Should we scroll through Steam Night? The people demand it. I really, like, didn't know what to play today. Like, not that I don't want to play this, but I just, like, I don't know. I'm in a game rut right now, you know? Do you guys ever feel that? Where it's, like, everything is just, like, meh, and nothing seems, like, intriguing, or, like, nothing is, like, drawing you in. Everything is just, like, eh. It is what it is. There's some strange energy coming here. Take a closer look. Do I dig here? Ooh, it's a teleporter. How have I missed this whole area here? And then I end up playing Minesweeper. Listen, Minesweeper slaps though. You know? So, Wolfie, maybe you can help me. Maybe you can help me, Wolfie. I am looking for 2 games. I am looking for a PlayStation 2 game. And I am looking for an old school PC game. And I'm sure that they both exist via emulators, but I hate to admit it, I don't, like, know how to do emulators. Like, I don't know how to... I know you can jump over too. Come on. Oh my god, I'm gonna run out of hearts trying to do this because I know you can jump over too. Okay. Just keeps pulling it in. Oh my god, I'm literally jumping and it's just it's just pulling me in like he's not even there. We go. What's the PC game? It is Sim Tower. I would like to play Sim Tower. I can't even be in here. After all that, I can't even swim in here. I need the flippers. I only know emulators on mobile. Yeah, I don't know how to do them. And I know it's stupid because everyone's like, it's easy, you just do the emulator. But like, I don't know which ones are safe. I don't know, like, how you know, like, you have the right... Like, I just don't know, okay? Like, I just don't know. Like, anytime I had an emulator, it was Chris who set it up for me. Wait, how did I get in here? How did I get stuck here? Oh, I didn't get stuck. Between this and 7 days, I'm convinced that Pinky likes falling. Listen, I have said many a time that my biggest weakness in games is jumping. And that also includes falling off of things. Or the inability to jump. Make a lot. of my not knowing go away with Google and YouTube. True, but sometimes, like, okay, like, here's an example. Like, I followed a YouTube video, literally step by step, and I mean, I paused in between and, like, would rewind and go through and make sure I was doing, like, I followed a YouTube video step by fucking step on how to set up a filter in OBS. It does not work. It does not work. The filter does not work. And I am like, I'm not stupid. I'm not a stupid fucking person. I'm not a stupid person. But sometimes technology makes me feel so stupid. Amat, let's battle. What? Why are you fighting my little guy? Also, why do you have a red bug? Isn't if I'll really just jump with downward trajectory? Lol. PS2 emulation, I haven't done much, but I know PCSX2 is the way to go. Interesting, I'll have to look that up. But PS2, I would like to play The Return of the King on PS2. Another game that I started and never beat as a kid, because it was too fucking hard. It was way too fucking hard. I can't figure out how to connect my wallet so I can buy Ethereum, so I can buy Bone. And the price is keeping going up and up. I don't know much about that, unfortunately. I am the spirit of the mansion. I have been waiting for someone, one who can overcome the darkness. Find the secret shells, then ascend the platform. You will receive the ultimate sword. Sounds like you should come back with lots of shells. I only have, like, 5 shells. Yeah. 1 shell. Oh, look at the little gifty. Hi. What are you? Oh, a heart container. Nice. Oh, a piece of heart, excuse me. Of course it's hard. It's Return of the King, not Return of the Mediocre Guy. No, there's one part that's so hard. Wrong! Hi, friend! Thank you for the raid! I'll tell you guys in a second. There's one part that's so hard. It's so hard. Shiba Inu's blockchain is supposed to be operating this month, which means all things SHIB should start to climb. Aww, hi. 9 months! What's our Twitch baby's name?
Frame just resubscribed for 9 months. Ooh, 9 months, yay.
Ooh, 9 months. Hi, Graw. Thank you so much for the raid, my friend. How was your stream? What did you watch? And what is our Twitch baby's name? Hi, Brosif. Ethan Checkpoint, how you doing? Welcome in. How you doing? Freaks? Ooh, what's Freaks? Wait, what's Freaks? But welcome in, Raiders. Thank you so much for being here. If you don't know who I am, hello, hi, welcome in. I know that a lot of you already do, because Graframe has been just one of the absolute best supporters and just an amazing person that I have met on Twitch. So if you don't know Graframe, do yourself a favor and give him a follow. But if you don't know who I am, hello, hi, welcome. My name is Krista, or Pinxel. Most people just call me Pink. I'm a variety streamer, and I play a little bit of everything, ranging from things like Lego games, Nintendo games, simulators, shooters, survival games, and everything in between. I do have a very quick video that I like to show whenever we get a raid to see if this is someplace you might want to hang out, get to know us, spend some time, see kind of what we're about, what to expect, and all that good stuff. Yeah, DJ, Ethan, and Graw all have the same color green. That's so funny. But I hope you guys enjoy this very quick video, and I will see you guys in a moment. Hi there, friends. Are you a human being with disgusting bodily functions? They can't know we're like this until they're here. I'm sorry that you didn't get to experience the butts. This is what heroes look like. You can't do anything with human meat, which is kind of boring. Why did you hold it like that? Why are you looking so close?
I wasn't! I just looked down and I can see it!
Look at that donk. Put your clothes on. What if you just like collected a bunch of farts? What have I done? Are you pooping? I can't stream in these conditions. I have poopies for you. That won't and can't go wrong. Don't give me that baby. Oh my gosh, my monitor! He's still rolling!
Yeet!
I was already out! That was for the smell. I'm trying to make the poop!
Chaos, come watch us.
I'm trying to make sure we don't die.
I'm a big girl, I do Mordors. I keep finding these boners. Maybe let's not say those things on my stream. Oh my hot dogs! What is happening?
Whoa.
There's a deep rib.
What is this?
Deep rib.
Ho-ho! We home! Name every year in the 80s. I couldn't make this up if I tried. I don't want to fight in the poo. Where would Klefki's butthole be? You know, like these are the important questions. How do I know so much of Umbop? You did not just Umbop me.
Oh, we can play Jenga?
Yeah, I could play Shenga. Shenga?
But
Go, bees! I just want to be beautiful like her. Is it working? I am Cat, I can help you. He's totally dead. He's just standing there. Just because I was supposed to move him. What this? Oh, I look like the kid from Stranger Things. You can go anywhere on Twitch, and this is what you choose to do with your time.
You're like, yeah, then you're like, yeah.
Gra, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Vile Delusion, hello, hi, welcome in. Welcome in. Thanks for coming on over on that raid from Gra. I appreciate it. Look at you guys being all silly gooses. Your baby in their chat and you have privilege? Oh my gosh. Ew. Despite the false advertising, this is a very serious channel. This is a very serious... We are the most serious here. No jokes, no butts. This is the mostest, seriousest channel on Twitch. No smiling, no fun, no butts, no peepees. Nope, this is all serious. Most definitely super serious. We are only God gamers here. Only God gamers, only serious big brains. We are the biggest brains. In Frames chat, I'm the youngest viewer. That's why I'm baby. Oh my gosh. It's okay, you can be baby. So yeah, so fun story chat. I am a lifelong Zelda fan. I have been playing them for as long as I have been playing video games. This game, Link's Awakening, not this one on Switch, but Link's Awakening was my first Zelda game. It came in a little special box package with my Game Boy, my original Game Boy. And even after 30 years or however long it's been, I've never actually beat Link's Awakening. So we're gonna do it now. We're beating it now. This looks so cool. It's so cute. So this is an HD remaster of a Game Boy game from like 1993. This is my first comment today. Yes, that's right. Yes, Eric farted. Chain Chomp, but not original. Yeah. Sleep was good, a little short. You're all babies to me and my old decrepit bones. I know. Between me and Franklin and Broseph, we're like grandpas. Drampas. Alright, where am I supposed to be going? Let's see. What is this? Seashell Mansion. Okay, I need to go here and uncover all that there. And then I need to go to the prairie, it said. I'm pretty old too. 33 is old. I mean, it's not as old as I am, but it's up there. Please tell me it's old. We're all old farts. We're all old farts. Great-grandpa? Grandpa-drampa? Because each time I refresh, their username change. Oh, do you mean color? Yeah, if people don't have their username color set, it can change all the time. It's so funny. I know, Wolfie! Everybody say happy birthday to Wolfie. Wolfie just had their birthday yesterday? Day before yesterday? Wolfie's birthday was just within a few days. I'm bad with time, but everyone say happy birthday to Wolfie. Who celebrated at fucking Galaxy's Edge like a chumperoonskies. And I'm not jealous at all. Last Thursday, yeah. I was gonna say, it was like within the past few days. you flipping me off? I assure you I am. Listen, if you're under the age of 55, screw you. I'm kidding. So Franklin, yeah, Franklin is older than Draw. Yeah. Happy birthday to Wolfie. I'm not paying attention at all. Good thing I have Chain Chomp here because I am not paying attention. My mom got me a birthday pin in Disney, so everyone wishing me happy birthday or happy Origin Day in Galaxy's Edge. That's cute. I'll be lurking. I'm going to live again. I'm 32. 32. We got some old parts up in here. Oh, I just fell. By a few months anyway. Baby crew. Alright, I need to actually pay attention to where I'm going. Wait, can I not? I can't go there. I have to go this way. And this way. Okay. Honey? Honey? No honey? Where the heck did I go? Oh, there's a thing here. I need a bomb. Keep talking, chat. We need to distract. You can say no. I need to beat this game eventually. I say that, but I'm only on like the 3rd temple. It's not a big deal. Get a game over. Okay, so let's step into my shack. Where's your shack? Where's your shack? Sir. Residents and Imperial officers said, oh, I see it's your order date. Too bad you'll be spending it in prison. Make her restart the whole game? That'd be crazy. And it despawns. Oh, the heart? Yeah. I can't pay attention to everything, guys. I'm trying. Ooh, I want that. 980? Holy. Alright, what about these? Yes. No, give me these. I will take. When she restarts, then I can leave. Until my work is
Seek
done.
fluid intake immediately.
Thank you, DJ. Your favorite. I made that redeem just for DJ. That's not water. It's close enough. DJ has a big problem with water. I don't know why. I think DJ's scared of the water. Honestly. Just frame always react funny. Doesn't budge an inch. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Come on. Wait, how do I? Why can't I move it? Why can't I? I have my thing. Why can't I move it? Shove seeing streamers hydrate. I don't see an issue. I'm a Pisces. I'm water. I'm a water sign too. I'm a Scorpio. Alright. I need to use my brain for a second. My health is full, bruh. Thank you. Thank you. You're a Pisces? You're a Pisces? I don't think that's supposed to be as funny as it was, but that made me laugh. You're a Pisces? Are you a Pisces? What does it show? It puts hearts on the screen, Franklin. I thought it was low. Doesn't full mean low? Yes, it does, actually. Full of shit. Sorry, I never graduated. No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Yeah, full means a little bit, right? Oh, I see. Yeah, it puts little hearts on the screen and stuff. I don't know. I know it was a typo, but for some reason, just like thinking the word pisses, like, yeah, oh, you're a pisses? Like, I just thought it was funny. I don't know why. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How do I not die in here? Thank you. See, this is like, how do big streamers like get anything done in their games? Well, that's right. Big streamers usually ignore their chat, so I guess that makes sense, doesn't it? I did do a pine cone today. I did. Collect one singular heart. I did that. Non-color, not lit Game Boy. This looks like more fun. I did not beat it on the original Game Boy, and I am determined. And I'm already, like, I already feel dumb because I'm already like, what do I do now? Like, I think I have to go start the trade sequence, and I don't want to. I want to keep Bow Wow forever. I did play Link to the Past. I'm gonna replay it, because Link to the Past I only played one time, and I played it on my uncle's Super Nintendo, so like I played it like over the course of like, you know, 2 or 3 years, like on the weekends at my grandparents' house. So I really don't remember much of Link to the Past. So it would almost be a new playthrough. I met Frame and DJ at the same time 2 days ago, and I'm regretting they're against me changing my color name. DJ changed their color to purple the other day, and it messed me up so bad I didn't know like what to do. I was like, "Who are you?" Shit. I need to stop. I need to stop. Focus. I need to focus. I'm in the process of playing it on an emulator on my tablet. I need to learn how to do emulators. The writing is on the other side. Yeah, shit. Don't jinx yourself. No. Do not refresh again. Them sounds like fighting words. Alright, let's go bring Bow Wow back, I guess. And then we can go see what's down at the beach that I didn't get to before. Because it's blocked. Oh yeah, it's blocked off. That's right. Here you go. Only in Frames chat, lol. Thank you for those follows, by the way, guys. Thank you. I did see those come in, and I just forgot to say thanks. A smooch. Oh my god, she gave me a kiss, and I got all blushy. Alright. Ooh, this is all updated in here. That's cute. Chow chow, makeup, jewels, dresses, I want it all. Alright, so yeah, so I get it. So you need the bow. Alright, I have to start the trade sequence, I think. You're safe here, Ethan. Lol. Yeah, I try not to focus on colors of people's names, because you just never know. Carissa! My name twin! Thank you for the raid! How was Tears of the Kingdom? Have you finished it yet? You have, right? I think we talked about this. Well, welcome in, my friend. How are you? Thank you for the raid. If everyone has not followed my friend Krista, who is my name twin, so you should do yourself a favor and give them a follow. Yes, if you're not following Krista, do yourself a favor and please follow them. But welcome in. How was your stream? How are you? Love you guys. I need sleep. Yes, Gra. Thank you. Kisses, kisses, kisses. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And it's always good to see you. And Krista, hello. Hi. You haven't finished it yet, but you're doing some gear hunting. Very, very, very nice. Very nice. Very nice. I wish I could erase Tears of the Kingdom from my memory so I can replay it and experience it again. But I am playing the Link's Awakening HD remake. This was my first Zelda game as a kid, and I never finished it, so I'm kind of determined to finish it. So yeah, but welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. If you guys don't know who I am, hello, hi, welcome. My name is also Krista, or Pinxel, but most people just call me Pink. I am a variety streamer, and I play pretty much everything, ranging from Lego games, Nintendo games, simulators, shooters, survival games, and everything in between. I have a very quick video that I like to show whenever we get a raid to see if this is someplace you might want to hang out, get to know us, spend some time, see what to expect, all that jazz. You guys know the deal. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in a moment. Hi there, friends. Are you a human being with disgusting bodily functions? They can't know we're like this until they're here. I'm sorry that you didn't get to experience the bus. This is what heroes look like. You can't do anything with human meat, which is kind of boring. Why did you hold it like that? Why are you looking so close?
I wasn't. I just looked down and I can see it.
Look at that donk. Put your clothes on. What if you just like collected a bunch of farts? What have I done? Are you pooping? I can't stream in these conditions. I have poopies for you. That won't and can't go wrong. Don't give me that baby. Oh my gosh, my mom. He's still rolling.
Yeet.
I was already out. That was for the smell. I'm trying to make the poop.
Chaos, come watch us.
I'm trying to make sure we don't die.
I'm a big girl. I do Mordors. I keep finding these boners. Maybe let's not say those things on my stream.
Oh my
hot dogs. What is happening?
There's a deep rib.
What is this?
Deep rib.
Home. We home. Name every year in the 80s. I couldn't make this up if I tried. I don't want to fight in the poo. Where would Klefki's butthole be? You know, like these are the important questions. How do I know so much of Umbop? You did not just Umbop me.
Are we playing Jenga?
Yeah, I could play Shenga. Shenga?
But
Go, bees! I just want to be beautiful like her. Is it working? I am Cat. I can help you. He's totally dead. He's just standing there. Just because I was supposed to move him. What did? Oh. I look like the kid from Stranger Things. You can go anywhere on Twitch, and this is what you choose to do with your time.
You're like, yeah. Then you're like, yeah.
Yeah, there's no more slapping cheeks in this one. I tried to update and put like new fresh clips, but some classics, man, some classics. Love that Galaxy Cat. I know, me too. But Krista, how are you? How you doing? Thank you for the raid. I'm gonna beat Link's Awakening. I almost said Ocarina of Time. I've beaten Ocarina of Time so many times. Alright, so there should be a stone over here I can lift down. You're doing well? Good. I'm glad to hear it. I'm really glad to hear it. I feel like I've been a little disconnected lately and I feel bad. I'm okay. I'm hanging in there. I'm hanging in there. My depression is like the worst that it's like ever been. So it's just been a long few weeks, honestly. Alright, so now I can go in here. Well, what is this? This? Like, what? This is so different. It's so hard to tell what some of these are when it's in 3D, you know? Like they've like really remastered it. I don't even know what some of these rooms are. When I see your video, I think of slapping cheeks and keep it alive in my heart. Alright, how do I get over there? Like... How do you get there? I can't jump over 3. Alright, so what do I need? So I need the flippers. I need the boots to make me run fast. I need, oh wait, how do I start the trade sequence? How do I start the trade sequence? Oh, I need the Yoshi. I need the Yoshi doll from the pin machine. You gotta buy me a drink and make me feel special. What kind of drink, Franklin? Like a Mountain Dew? Like a strawberry limeade from Sanic? Oh, you meant in the trees? I don't know where to go. They said I have to go to the prairie. Wait, can I go here now? Yeah, it said I'm the prairie. So, like, this is the dungeon. Like, I know that. Like, here's the dungeon. Oh, wait, there's a teleporter right here. Oh, that's new! Oh, that's new. Alright, and also, what the heck? Here sleeps a flying rooster. Yeah, I know. It doesn't budge an inch. You used to be able to push that and go below it. Can you not do that anymore? This is the dream build, right? Be back in some minutes, no problem, DJ. Dream Shrine. So bright. Oh, yeah. Ah! Thought I was gonna make it for sure. That's an ocarina. I tried to jump over it, which you cannot do. Oh. Ah! I hit the wrong button. Shit. Shit, I hit the wrong button. Can I make them fall? No, they won't fall. Interesting, but they won't fall in the hole. How do I do that? Oh, can I throw bombs at them? Ooh, shoot, shoot, shoot. Let's go. Yes, but it blows up the floor. Okay, cool. 1 oka, 2 oka, 3 ocarina. Ocarina. Alright, can I do this again? I'm not gonna screw this up this time. Oh, ocarina. Okay. So, this guy, nope. Already screwed it up. Look at me. Look at me go. Okay. So now, if I do this. You son of a bitch. Oh, go! Okay. Easy. Oh my god, come on. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's fine. Okay, you. How does this happen every time? Like, he's not close enough to hit me, and it counts as hitting me. Do you ever ask yourself, like, dang, how can one person be so fucking bad at everything she does? Because I ask myself that all the time. It's just crazy. Like, I feel like their hitboxes are... Why is that a 2-hit? I had 2 hearts. What? Alright, this is actually getting stupid right now. Like, I genuinely don't remember the floors breaking this fast in the original. Like, they are breaking like barely touching them, I feel like. Place is so good entirely because of how good you are at stuff. Yeah, okay. I feel like you're... It's crazy how fast they're breaking, though. No idea how I pulled that off, but okay. What the heck? They are like literally they take 2 hearts each hit? That's insane. There's no way that's accurate. I need this heart. I need this heart. Okay. Okay, now let's get these guys together. Okay, got those guys. Pleasure to meet you. Good night, Ethan. Happy time zone. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your evening. Or day, or time zone, or... There's no way I made it this far for this son of a bitch to just knock me over. Yeah, I'm dead. Oh, how many game overs have we gotten? Let's play a game. Oh, a piece of power? That would have been really helpful this entire time. Thank you. No way! How do they knock your entire health out? I had a piece of power, like there's no way I'll be able to be as lucky. Ugh. Goddamn. I can only speak to my own taste, but I hang out here as much as anyone, and I'm a good judge of people. Thanks, Frank. I just like, sometimes I just do things in video games, and I'm like, how are you so dumb? Like, how? How are you so stupid? Like that. No, get off the... I'm so annoyed. Oh, yeah. Like, I'm not... I'm not annoyed, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I just get annoyed when it's like, it should be simple, and for whatever reason, my lizard brain is just not. See, the hitbox on them is stupid though, and that's what I think is frustrating me. Because it's like, you don't even have to be touching them for them to hurt you, which, hello. Okay, so these guys I want to get together as close as possible.
Mother Aya just resubscribed for 7 months. 7?
Aya, thank you for 7 months. Holy shit. Hello, Aya. Hello, Aya. Aya, how are ya? Did you just wake up? Lol. God. I'm getting so annoyed. I'm getting so annoyed just by making stupid mistakes with this puzzle. But now I've screwed myself if I need to go back there, so that's not fun. Exactly what I just did. I feel like the floors break so much faster now. Like, you used to be able to walk on it and turn around and walk off of it before it breaks. And you don't have that option anymore. And then at naps all day, I did that thing we talked about and took my meds too late. Sucks. Speaking of, I should probably take mine in like 20 minutes. Okay. So those guys are done. And I've lost the floor already. He's done. Okay. So you... Okay. Ooh, an ankle. Nice. Took a walk today to get some steps in and the blood pumping. Yay! Get that pumping. Alright. Why did that hit? Oh my god. Why are these hitting? The hitboxes on these stupid things is so dumb. I'm getting so annoyed. Alright, let's do this guy. Okay. A piece of power. No, 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 no. Oh, okay. Alright, just go, just go, just go. There's no fucking way. There's literally no fucking way that I grab the piece of power and die. I am so annoyed right now. I'm more annoyed because I've done this puzzle when I was a kid. Alright, nope. Why can they hit me from so far? Oh my god. No, it did not. It did not take me this long. I'm telling you, like, not bullshit, like, not making up excuses. I honestly, genuinely believe that they changed, the time it takes to break the floors. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, it's instantaneous that these floors break. See? I was in the stun from being hit. Why does that count against me? Alright, I've got 0 hits left on me before I get killed. Okay, this guy is literally right here. Like, I won't make this jump with him there. I won't make this jump with him there. Yeah, I have to die. Yeah. Oh, not dead, I guess? Doesn't matter, I still can't get over there. He's still there. Like, no matter what, bro dog is still there, and I can't get over him. Alright, what if I do this? Whew. There's gonna be a guy here, though, I know it. Oh my god, Simon. Holy shit, that took 900 million quadrillion years. All of that, and it's a rupee. I want the ocarina. How do you get the ocarina? Maybe I'm misremembering. I think I might be misremembering how you use those guys then. I thought those were for the hook shots, but maybe they're not. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Nice. Oh my god, it only took 7 hours. It's fine. Don't worry about it, guys. Okay. Also, please, 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 please tell me if I'm speaking too loud, because I have moved... I have a new microphone stand. And my microphone is closer to my face now. And I'm just trying to constantly remind myself that I don't need to be as loud. So, if I'm loud and it's like obnoxious, like, please remind me. Hear you as always? Okay, okay. Well, that's the problem, is I'm like, am I loud? Okay. So, let me think here. Let me take a bite of my cold sandwich. Can I no, I can't microwave a Big Mac. It'll not taste good. Ooh, there's a teleport up there. How do I get up there? The forest, I guess? Yeah, so there's a teleport up there. So... that's the swamp. That's the windfish. Yeah, I don't think I can get in here yet. Memories. Okay. I sound fine? Okay, good. Like I said, I'm just concerned that I'm not aware of like my volume because I'm so used to like being loud, you know. That's all. Just a nice friendly reminder of like, hey, you're being a little loud. Well. What do I do from here? Hold on, I'm gonna read this. Because I think that the safari is further. Further east. Yeah, east Ukuru Prairie. Further east, Animal Village. Okay. It's hard to get to the Animal Village, I remember. Yeah, there's something like that. Something along those lines. Yeah, See, I already can't go anywhere. Oh, I can bomb this. Hold on. Alright, let's see where this goes. Yeah, they're like oh. There. Okay, so that's a great fairy fountain. Does that mark it on my map? No. Okay. Okay, so this does not go where I need to go. You knocked me to the hole. Alright, so this is the next dungeon that we can't get into yet. Octopi are one of your— are they really? Why, Franklin? Not like why as in like you can't have it, but I'm curious as to your reasoning for your love. Alright. How do I get here, though? What? Okay, so now I'm on the other side of here. Okay. Come on, stop flying. Stop flying, being annoying. Alright. Kinda like that. Right. Oh, doesn't this tell me where I need to go? They're so cool. They're kinda cool, aren't they? Oh. Oh, right. I can go here now because I don't have Bow Wow. Okay. Okay, we have to go back. We have to go back. We have to go back to Richard's Grotto. Internet here is so bad, which makes you think, how could a hospital have bad internet? Wouldn't that affect— I would agree, right? Wouldn't it? My internet is terrible, and unfortunately, it's the only provider that, like, is in my area, when you're kind of pigeonholed into it. Okay, so now I can talk to this guy.
Yo!
Yo! My servants went berserk, and I was forced to flee my villa, so you're looking for something, aren't you? I may have what you're after. But first, I want you to retrieve the golden leaf I left behind in the castle when I fled, okay? There are 5 leaves, and I want them all. You'll need to do some digging, so buy a shovel. I have a shovel. That's one patience get. True. But still. But still. It's not an actual hospital, but still. They should have good internet for you. They should. I agree. Everyone should have good internet. It should just be like a right, you know? Oh my god, these guys are so annoying. You have to hit them when they land, but... I know, I'm just bitching. Bitching. You can bitch. I will let you bitch. Because I am the queen of bitchin'. I can't get in the castle, though. Monkey? Let me in. Kiki the monkey hungry. Kiki the monkey. Kiki the monkey is hungry. my god. I didn't have the internet for crappiness. My headphones. I'd be on trial for mass murder. You know, I hate like when people are like, "Don't wear headphones while you're working," and I'm like, why does it matter? Like, I'm just vibing, chilling in my own world. Like, let me listen to my music so that I don't rip everybody's head off. I just use my cell phone data. Yeah. Isn't that terrible? Isn't that terrible when it's like that? When the actual internet is like worse than if you just use your phone. What? I feel so stupid. How do you get in here then? I don't have the hook shot yet. I can't get up here. This guy is literally blocking me. That's fun. Alright, do I need the hook shot? Is that what I need? Oh, you got the Pokemon! Nice job. Alright, I'm gonna go to Dampé's shack. I don't think that's right. Oh my god. Oh my god. These little flying shits are so annoying. I got really afraid it did. I was like, uh-oh, don't time me out. Okay. Haven't found... Try bombing suspicious places. That wasn't... Okay. Then there's like employee Wi-Fi, this is many people. Then there's other employee printer Wi-Fi that I switch between because the visitor Wi-Fi won't let you visit certain sites. Not the porn ones. Not the porn ones. Anything that is an ad. I like how you had to specify. Not porn. Yeah, like my PC at work is like blocked on a lot of stuff too, and I'm like, dude, there's nothing wrong with like looking at like news or whatever. Staircase in one of these graves. Ah! No, come on! Back off! One of these you can push and there's a staircase, I thought. Is that a big floaty? He is, yeah. He's a big boy. Nope, 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 nope. Berry, come here, Berry! How many hits do these guys need? Holy. What do you do? Do you hit them back into their own graves? Is that like what you do with them? No. How did I kill that one? Oh, see, some of them do. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. I know this channel and where it's headed if not specified. What are you saying, Eric? Excuse me? Sorry, they're two separate thoughts. It depresses me that the baby gets hospitalized regularly enough that my phone auto connects to the hospital. Yeah. Plus, when you should see it's like out Wyoming. Without a reliable phone signal? Yeah. You search Google for a microphone. One pops up with a price beneath it. And you can't click it because it's an ad, even though it's exactly what I'm looking for. And then you switch Wi-Fi network Jub. I renamed it. Got Ayla playing Breath of the Wild, and I think I'm gonna suggest Link's Awakening. It's a little tough. I don't know. I would say it's a little tough, if I'm being completely honest. Alright, I've got to figure out which one of these is the one I need. It's gotta be here, right? Like, it's gotta be... that one. Oh, I just got arrows, though. Why can't I pick them up? Divine Beast. He's stuck on Rodania. Ooh, yeah, Rodania's a tough one. Rodania's a tough one. I can't get these arrows. What the heck? What? What? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Like, it only lets me move these ones down here. Okay, that's how many of these, right? Alright, I don't know what to do here. I thought you moved the graves, but I don't know what else to do. Okay, so I think I have to go to Dampe. I think Dampe will give you the hook shot. That's what keeps, yeah. You know what? As fucked up as it may sound, or as fucked up as it might feel, or fucked up as it might be, you know, if that's what keeps you focused and driven and keeps you out of trouble, then focus on it, you know? Oh! Damn it! I was really hoping that he would give you the hook shot or something that I could use, but this is like the... Yeah, this is like the dungeon builder thing that they... Yeah, they added that after. I haven't killed anyone in 3.5 years. I think I'll make it. Go for gold. Go for the record. found another one of those somewhere else, remember? I don't know where the fuck to go. I can't do this, I don't think. I think I tried and this is water. Yeah, okay, I can't do that. It's water. Okay. Okay, there's a mermaid somewhere. And I think she gives you the flippers. The flippers. Much like kitchen lack of privacy, even in the bathroom needs to be walked in without warning. So I'm trying to sleep during the day, so I can poop in peace. Listen. I poop on company time. Of course, Franklin. You are welcome here anytime, and I love having you here. I hope you enjoy your nap, and I hope you have a good day at work. In the afternoon, and that ruins that plan. Okay, what is this? Yes, good sleeps, Franklin. Everyone say good night to Franklin. I hope he gets some good sleeps. You deserve some good rest and relaxation, my friend. And I hope you get it. Okay, so if I... Shit. Shit, I have to go back. I screwed it up. I screwed it up. And a student nurse. Damn them all. Thank you for the alert, Franklin. There's no way I just got knocked out of that. Okay, I got that now. Wait, how many pieces of heart is that? Is that not enough? Wait, no, I want to go this way. Okay, I'm trying so hard to keep my cool, but I'm actually like, what the fuck do I do? I think I did this already, and I think I can't. Yeah, see, I can't progress from here. I need whatever I can use these for. But I don't remember what that is. Damn it. What is it? What is it? What is it? A kabuto? Kabuto. Oops, I hit the wrong button. Okay, there we go. Okay. Alright, where the heck do I go? Okay, so not here, obviously. How do I get up there? Okay. done that already. Plateau Heights, yes, I know. Piece of power. Wait, do pieces of power work on the flowers? No, they don't. Okay. What's our cat fact of the day? Cat Fanciers Association recognizes 44 breeds of cat. What's a Cat Fanciers Association for? They so fancy. Hi, Obi, by the way. Welcome in. What's in here? Rupees, okay. It jumped. Tell me how you can go across from one way, but you won't go across from the other way. I literally am just gonna die while he's trying to do
Seek
this.
fluid intake immediately.
Oh my gosh. Max, Jake, Maggie, and Molly are the most popular dog names. I don't know any people who have dogs named any of those names. I have a dog named Jack. Is that close? I literally didn't hit the button. There is no excuse there other than I literally just didn't hit the button. That's fine. Okay. What's this? My sister's dog's name is Max. I'm surprised Luna. Yeah, Luna seems like one that would be on there. Okay. What the heck do I do from here? My last dog was named Buffer. Buffer? That's a cute name. Oh, I can lift this now. That's nice. He like just slided the kitchen linoleum. He buffed the floor. LOL. That's too funny, actually. That's actually really, really funny. Okay, can I do anything here? Music, the fish stirs and the eggs were there. What the heck? What the fuck? You see, this is gonna tell me the same thing. It's gonna tell me to do bombable walls over by the castle. Go scare that crow by the castle and see if that helps. Go scare the crow by the castle. I don't even know where that is. No! He got me. He's gonna take my shield. Yeah, I know. Give me my shield back. Thank you. I know how to use my shield. I had it till 2 seconds ago. Alright, let's get the toadstool again. I don't think it changes anything, but we'll get it. Alright, oh wait, there's a heart container in here I can get now, can't I? Because I can lift the stone, yeah. This one. This one. This one. This one. And this one. Okay. Now I need to reset it. So I can... No. I don't think I need to go back through there. I think I can go around. But I do have to take a quick little BRB. Because I hear one of my dogs over there crying by the door. So, I am going to take a little BRB. About 5 minutes. I'm going to let the dogs out. I will be back in a moment. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry that took so long. That's what happens when you have a senior dog who can't go to the bathroom. But I apologize, I'm back. We're good, dogs are walked. Gigi struggled a bit, but she managed to go do her business after a little bit of coaxing and standing in front of the stairs and not letting her go up. Yeah, she, I love her to death, but she is, she's getting difficult in her senior life. Gigi, lovely furball who couldn't go poop. Lovely furball who couldn't poop. I know, I literally, like, I'm not kidding when I say I had to stand in front of the stairs. I had to stand in front of the stairs so that she wouldn't, like, try to go up the stairs and, like, try to go back in the house. Because she, like, I don't want to say forgets, because forgets, like, isn't the right word. But she, like, will, like, go to the bathroom and then, like, stop going to go to the bathroom. And I'll be like, no, keep going. Keep going potty. She does get distracted. She's a little old lady. She doesn't know any better. She doesn't know any better. Alright, so I think I need to start this. Okay, so I need the Yoshi. Okay, buttons move the crane. The rest is just timing. Got it. Go over to the buttons to play. Okay. Play. Oh, shit. I have to do it again. And you just stare at it? I do. I grill her. I grill her so bad, too. I'm like, what are you doing? Literally, this is what I do. I'm like...
Oh.
And she's always like, hello? Okay, there we go. That's too far up. That's not right. It's not gonna catch it. Ooh, maybe it will? Oh, it didn't catch it. This one's actually hard to, like, because you only get one movement of each shit, see? I hesitated. Lift the tail. Are you done yet? I'm literally, like, squeezing her like a tube of toothpaste, like... Are you fucking kidding me with that Yoshi shit? Grab it. Grab it by the schnoz. This is ridiculous right now. Stella's a year-old and refuses to go potty on a leash. Leash or no leash doesn't matter. She just, like, loses interest, I guess, in going potty? I don't know how to explain it. She just, like, she'll, like, forget. But she also has started, like, going out into the yard and just, like, staring at nothing. Which concerns me, you know? That's a joke.
Oh.
Why did it go... That intentionally dropped that. It didn't even go over to the thing. I'm not gonna catch. It's gonna not catch. It's gonna get stuck. Yep. See, this is so stupid. This is worse. This is worse. This is worse than it used to be. Grab it this time. Scoop it up. Okay, now go over. Go over to the thing and just drop it. Don't. I thought for sure it was about to drop it. I thought for sure it was about to drop that shit. Claw machine takes no prisoners. It's the claw. My mom is really desperate to have one. Who's your mom? Who's your mom? Oh wait, I know who that is. That's this one up here. I know. I know. It's the one with the crying baby up here. And then she gives me the bow. She gives me the bow. And then I take the bow to Chow Chow. And then Chow Chow gives me the can, which I take. I know. Yes, I know. I got it. Not going for the heart piece? What heart piece? Or Josh Doll for a ribbon. Oh, the heart piece in the claw machine? Yeah, I guess I probably could. Alright, we'll try it twice. 2 time. 2 time. Is this moving? It's a moving one, right? Is that a stuffed Chow Chow?
Yeah.
What is that? Is that a stuffed Chow Chow? It's gonna drop it 17 times on the way there. Watch. Don't you do it! Don't you do it! Oh, you're lucky. You're lucky. Alright. Shit, it's too far. Too far up. Yeah.
Oh.
Challenge again? Yeah. Use all my money on the claw machine. That's perfect. If he drops this, I'm gonna scream. Okay. Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh. No. I don't need the rupees or the powder or the shield. What is this? A Chow Chow figure. There must be someplace you can display it. I have no idea. What do I find? One more? I don't need the others. The bag? No, that's... Is that the bomb? Is that the bomb bag or is that just a bag of powder? Oh, now there's a shell though. Alright, let me get the shell. I don't know. Is that a bomb bag? Or is that a bag of powder? Or is that the, like, adult wallet or something? Grab it. Okay, don't drop it. Do not drop it! Why? Why are you like this game? I can't believe I had to spend a whole nother 10 rupees on this. And it still fell the fuck out. Oh my god. Okay. Alright, so I have to figure out... Alright, so if I go up like that... And then... It's not... No. Nope. That's gonna be hard to time. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, grab it! Oh my god, I got it. What is it though? Is it if it's just powder, I'm gonna be kind of bummed. But if it's a bomb bag, that'd be cool. Wow, Tears of the Kingdom looks different. Hi Zeus, how you doing? It is powder. That's a bummer. It was powder after all that. Alright, so now let's go do this. Zeus, how are you? Welcome in. I was watching your VOD on Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah. You see me cry like a baby. Will you trade it for dog food? Sure. Leave and see what else shows up. There is like a fly or something around, and it's like passed in front of my monitor like 3 times. Okay. I will see what else is in here. Nothing! Oh, a stone? Yeah, I don't want the stone. That's for the building stuff. Because someone on Twitter decided to post spoilers on the game and it killed my motivation to continue. I'm like, well, I'm gonna just watch Pink's VODs. Oh no! I'm so sorry that it got spoiled. Part of it got spoiled for me too. But luckily it still was really... It was still really, really awesome when it actually happened and when I got to play it. Hopefully you didn't get to the part where I like rage quit the Lionel fight. And I literally ended stream because I was like, I'm pissed. Alright. So the canned food goes to the lizard by the beach. It was endgame stuff? Oh, I got a spoiler, but I haven't told anyone which one, so they won't try to talk about it because I'm mad. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. That is a bummer because really the ending is so good. What are you asking what about, DJ? I forgot what I've already said. I forgot what I already said. What game? Oh, Tears of the Kingdom. The new Zelda game. Not this one that I'm playing, but the new one. The people who post spoilers after a week are just jerks. Yeah. Some people, like... I remember when Infinity War was coming out, and people posted spoilers about it, like, 2 days before it even came out. Okay, some bananas. Now. Do I go and bring these bananas to the monkey by the castle? I think this is as far as I usually got in the trade sequence. I saw a few people rage quit against the Lionel. Yeah, it was the Lionel Rush. It was the one that was like the 5 waves of Lionels. This makes me cry. I cried. Oh, I fucking cried. I bawled. Oh, like one of the actors? No, like, well, Mark Ruffalo is notorious for it. But no, in this particular instance, it was actually, like, people in, like, India or something. Because for some reason, they had access to it, like, before it came out. I don't remember how it happened, but like an entire country like had access to the movie before like we had. Looked so hurt. I know. Oh my god. Not only like Mark Ruffalo, not only does Mark Ruffalo just like say whatever pops in his head whenever it pops in his head, but like he also like accidentally live streamed like Thor 3. Like he just he's so funny. Poor guy. Poor guy. Tom Holland, that too, yeah. Tom Holland too, yeah. Yeah. Tom Holland. The two of them are just like one of my favorite videos in the past couple years is like Benedict Cumberbatch just like trying to stop Tom Holland from saying spoilers. And it's like a whole compilation of him just being like, nope, or nope, It's like just like interrupting Tom whenever he's talking. It's so funny. Alright, I need to get over here. I need to get over here. Man was stressed. He really was. He was like, I'm gonna lose my job. I'm gonna lose my job. Spider-Man Ride and California Adventure actually has Tom Holland, is it really? Like, I'm sure not actually physically Tom Holland. I'm sure it's like, you know, his what you call it. Supposedly they don't give Tom, they don't give Tom the full scripts anywhere now. They don't, he can't be trusted. What are you trying to... Maybe I can help you find the command. What are you trying to find? Your, like, your Pokemon inventory? Yeah, he doesn't get the full ones. Oh, he filmed it. Yeah. That's what I was trying to say, and I think I trailed off, honestly. No, I'm a big boy. Okay. You can do it. All right, I need to go. I need to unlock this. No, it's already unlocked. Wait, no, that's where I need to go. Has Daisy, Oscar Isaac, John Boyega, and Donald Gleason. I don't think Adam's doing Kylo though. I don't know. I feel like maybe it's just because I like Adam Driver so much. I just feel like everyone who does Kylo Ren voices is so bad at it. It's gotta be one of these. Let me help you. This way. I'm gonna go this one. My cousin and I literally went to see Barbie the day it dropped because he knew spoilers would drop the same day. I want to go see Barbie. I think I'm just gonna go see it alone, honestly. I think I'll just go see it by myself. Wikipedia says Adam did do Kylo. Interesting. Yeah, I was gonna say, if it's Disney, like, which the Universal Park, I believe, is licensed by Disney. I think that they, like, have to do it if it's a Disney-owned IP, I think. How am I so lost right now? Around. Down. And through here. And up. It has to be. It has to be around and up. But you went to see Oppenheimer? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen... What is the last movie I saw in the theater? I think Doctor Strange or Spider-Man was the last movie I saw in the theater. Barbenheimer, I know. Just Sargid. I'll go see it alone. It'll be like we're together. Oh my god, Aya, can we really? Please? I went to see Rogers the Musical at California Adventure, but the virtual queue filled in seconds, and every time we wandered over, the standby line was insane. That's insane. The last movie I saw was Barbie. The last movie I saw in the theater was The Smurfs, like with Katy Perry. I'm so fucking lost right now. How do I get over here? Okay, so I go there. And down? Okay, hold on. Let's try that. I appreciate so much that you don't have to have the bracelet equipped anymore. It just auto-equips now. I appreciate like the first one, yeah, but wasn't Katy Perry Smurfette, or was that only in Smurfs 2? Jonathan Winters and Hank Azaria. Like in like 2000 and like 2 or something? Fuck, why did I just do that? This fucking fly, bro. That was the second one? Oh, okay. I was gonna say, yeah, Katy Perry is Smurfette, but that might have been the second one. I'm a little mad at myself. I couldn't get me to ride Guardians at California. I was just too scared of drop towers. Yeah, but see, the thing about drop tower, like, I agree, like, I don't have a fear of heights. I don't have a fear of roller coasters, of any of that, but drop towers, like, that feeling of, like, my stomach going into, like, the pit of my throat, like, ugh, I hate it, but it's such a quick and temporary sensation that it's, like, tolerable, you know? Okay, we made it back. We made it back to where it needed to be. Okay, so I think that this monkey is gonna give me something. Hi, I have stuff. Banana, a banana, yes. Give to Kiki, yes. Okay. Kiki! Oh, they're building a little bridge for me. My brother and I called that the beanie tickle. I don't know why. What? Kiki! I got a stick. Who do I give the stick to? I haven't seen anybody asking for a stick. It's funny, I enjoy the rush of dropping, but I get so nervous waiting, especially because most of them have randomizers to keep you from counting down the drop. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because they don't want you to get prepared for it, yeah. Oh, shit. I didn't mean to click. Someone stole him to begin with. Shake down all the enemies in the castle. Okay. Yeah, we had, obviously not here, but back in Connecticut, even though it wasn't in Connecticut, it's technically in Massachusetts, Six Flags New England was the big one, and, yeah, they had like the Tower of Terror, or whatever they call them, you know. Okay, so should we be inside now? Okay. Give me your heart. What? What are you? Does he die? Like, it would help if I don't fall in the holes. Oh, golden leaf, nice. I would have rode Space Mountain, but even at 10:30 at night, the standby line was an hour. There's a ride in Vegas that tips you off the side of a building and leaves you there. You get a roller coaster car and then move forward off the side. I've seen that. I've seen videos of that. I think I would do it. I think I would do it. You're not a ride person? No, you're a human person, silly goose. Silly goose, you're a human. My mom says next year she's probably going to get Universal season passes. Part of me is excited because Wizarding World, and part of me is like, ugh, JK Rowling, yeah. Yeah. Pink, I swear to God. What?
What? What's wrong?
Wait, scare. I gotta scare this guy away, it says. How do I scare him? I think it was in Europe somewhere. Isn't there a zipline that runs over part of the Vegas Strip? Oof. Yeah, I wish. Like, I wish there was a way to just be like, you don't own Harry Potter anymore. Okay, thanks. So, what am I supposed to do with this stick? Hold on, does the stick... Okay, so the stick is part of my trade sequence. So I have to scare this bird somehow. Aha. Here, bird. Gimme. Yes. Yeah, it makes way too much. Hold people up with the stick. It's like, hey. That would be cool. Got a piece of power, let's go. Oh, a leaf. This is a stick up! You didn't tell us to look at the stick. I got stuck on a stick! I got stuck on a stick! Yep. This is a very dirty castle if there's bats. Frickin' bats.
It's a stick up. Stick 'em up, chat.
We could easily leave the castle now. Amazing. Too bad I have to find 2 more weaves. My face itches. Ooh, you look scary. Wait, how do I get in there? There was stuff to blow up in there. How do I get in there? Oh, right here. Channel. Blow up! Blow up! There's no way that you have gotten me stuck in this corner back here. Okay, leaf. Leaf. Thank you. Why are you all glowy? Because I have a piece of power. Oh my god, this fucking fly. Because I have a piece of power. It's right. Oh, I want to get it so bad. I don't think I got it there. That'll be the LSD. Yeah, don't you know? Oh, I know. Oh my god. Okay, sorry. One of my dogs got into the garbage. For a repeat of the monitor incident? Shit. How am I supposed to get those? Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh my god. Oh. That was stupid. Okay. How do I beat this motherfucker? Okay, he's stuck. Okay, I can't get close to him though, apparently. Oh my god. Okay, I got him. Nah, you little shit. Go see Richard about that reward. All right, let's go see Richard. What the heck? Jack! Come here. Come here. Lay down. You are being very misbehaved right now. Knock it off. Hold on one more second, guys. I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I don't know why he is being so fucking misbehaved tonight. Sits down. Yes. Everyone sit down. Sit down in your chair, nice and neat. Richard's house is way over there. Okay. What does he give me for a reward? I don't remember. Okay, and this goes up here, which I don't actually think is right. What is? Okay. Okay, that Okay, let's go. Hopefully she doesn't give Link the Richard. Hello. Alright, I need to go here. Because then I think I can go... No, I want to go here and then go down. Yeah. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da. Get some hearts. Okay. Get some more hearts. If anybody was here when I played Ocarina of Time, and you remember, I spent 99% of the game beep beep, beep beep, beep beep, that we made it a joke, and we would be like, ah yes, let me play you the song of my people. Beep beep, beep beep. I play Ocarina. I play Zelda games, you know, with a little bit of pizzazz. The beeping gives it a little bit of spice. Move the statue and you'll find your reward. This one? Oh Oh my. This doesn't seem like a reward. This seems like I am in a maze. Please do something good. A conch. Wonderful. He's part of the railroad. The secret railroad. I know, Wolfie, I saw your comment about not revealing human tendencies like itchy noses and stuff. You're right, you're right. Okay. Getting sleepy, have a great stream. Good night. See you on Friday? Yes, see you on Friday, DJ. I will be here. We'll be playing Zombies on Friday with Brosif and Dirge. Bye, good night. Good night, DJ. Get sleepies. Don't do what I just did. Why does it pull you into those holes sometimes? Oh my god, I wasn't even there. It like pulled me in. Whee! No, get it. Oh my god, why is it pulling me in? Okay. In soil sleeps secrets beneath your souls. I didn't push the button. So, are you telling me to dig? You are! The slime key. You can open the gate in a Cougar Prairie. Okay. I like how you walk. I do. I do. I do. Some of them I just, like, don't even avoid. Some I just, like, straight up go. And I'm like, yes! Yes, this is right. Are you the third temple? Wait, how do I get there? I have to walk around with my pizzas? Guys, check out this absolutely invigorating gameplay of Lawnmower Simulator. My Tamagotchi is still awake and it's almost 10. I'm getting mad. You have a Tamagotchi? Can I blow this up? Is this blow-upable? It's blow-upable! That's absolutely wild, guys. Wild. It's like they pull her in. They do pull me! I've never walked into a hole in my life. My life. Every time I get Nano, but it's the Kingdom Hearts one, so sometimes it gets attacked and it can die. I have posted a picture, but I bought a Pride Stitch for my stepchild's 25th. Stitch is very special to them because my wife. Aww. It's cute. Well, I wasn't ready to do a temple, but here we are. How do I? Oh. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Key. You're gonna open a locked door. See, I'm gonna get the thing that I need to be able to interact with those little metal things in this dungeon. I think it's I thought it was the hook shot, but I'm obviously misremembering. No, these are the hook shot. Do I get the boomerang? I feel like Gandalf right now, like, I have no memory of this place. It went to sleep? Aya's literally like, like a fucking kid, like, oh my god, thank the Lord. Do you need a beak for every single dungeon? Yeah, you do. What the hell are these? What are you? I don't know what those. How do you kill those guys? What? What? Oh, okay, so that's there now. Key? Beak. Okay. Guess this one is 10. Oh, is it new? Did you like just get it? Far away, do not fear. Dash and fly. Oh, is it because I'm in the doorway? Is that why? Blow up! Blow up! That's one of them. What the hell? Oh, not far enough. Shit. Waste of bombs. I love that for me. Blow up! Shit, how do you beat these guys? Alright, it's gotta be... I need, like, the boomerang, I think. You've gotta get the... I know I'm stuttering because I can't even finish an entire, like, a single thought, but... It's gotta be the boomerang here. Like, that has to be what you get here. I can't go there. Okay, so this way? Wasn't there blue blocks in that room that should be down now? Oh, I can, hold on, I can go back down. Well, yeah, I set them. It does say no backseating. No, it does. It does. I don't want backseating. I don't want help unless I actually ask for it. But yeah, these are down. That's how I got this chest. So if I go back down again and reset it again, it'll put these back up and they'll be orange. I think I made a bad choice in regards to keys. Like, I think I should have gone in one of these other doors first. Thought you saw others? Not there. This is the weird thing. I don't know how to kill these guys, so we have to come back there. Okay, hold on. If there might be. Okay, so not those. Alright, so this... I don't know what to do here. Oh, wait, in here? Was there someone here? Yes, 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 yes. Good call, because I forgot that there was... Okay, so this should be a key? No, it's the map. Okay, that's not very helpful. Okay, so... Okay, I can't go here because those are in the way. Alright, is there something bombable that I didn't see? Like, they are giving me bombs. Excuse me. Right, can I bomb this? Like, how do I... Maybe you don't get the boomerang in this. Maybe you get the boots. Come on, nope, nope, nope. Ugh. Hmm. So either I need to figure out how to kill these things, which I don't know how to kill. Bombs blow things up. Yeah, but I don't know. Okay, hold on. So something here. Do I have to kill that other slime? Is that what it is? If I kill that slime, does that... It's not gonna count. That's not gonna blow him up. I bet you I have to kill that slime, and it'll drop, like, a key here. Okay, hold on. What if I do this? Okay. Okay, do that. Do this. Alright, I have an idea. I have an idea. Do that. Do that. That. Okay. And then it should, if it keeps... It didn't keep my block placement. Shit. Shit, see, like, how do I get this to... Why did it reload my block? No, no. And And then if I do this, it resets that block, right? Okay, so there goes that plan. I was hoping that I would be able to lower the blue and like go around. But far away, do not fear, dash and fly. It does, but I'm trying to, like, I'm just trying to brainstorm how else to get around that puzzle. Do not fear, dash, and fly. I don't have... But I don't understand how to kill these things. There's gotta be a system here, like... I hit one of them before. Alright, hold on. Can I hit these back at them? No. I don't understand. I hit one. Like, I hit that one. Alright, hold on. Okay. Shit, I literally have one left. Like, I can't fuck this up. Ha! Alright, is this gonna drop this? It does, shit. It's okay, because I got it. So that's all that matters. Oh god, finally. Alright, so we want to go down. Oh my god, I wanted to die. Hi, driver. Welcome. Oh my god. Welcome in. I was yelling at the screen. Were you yelling at me because I couldn't figure it out? Or were you yelling at these stupid, annoying fuckers? We got him. Me? You knew I'd get it eventually? Lol. I did. I got it. Well, the problem the first time was that I ran out of bombs. And I also don't have bombs again, so. I'm good, driver, how are you? I was keeping my fingers off the keyboard because I wanted to say something so badly. I didn't have bombs, guys. I didn't have bombs. Key. But I need bombs now. I'm well chilling out for the night. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, we big chilling today. Ooh, one bomb. Okay. So that's... This is like an arrow pointing down. Poke suspicious parts of the wall with your sword. Listen to the sound it makes. my god, I don't have bombs again. As always in this dungeon. This bomb-heavy dungeon that I never have bombs in. Oh, thank you so much, Koala. I have been well, thank you. I hope you're well. Whoa. What are you doing? Okay, the compass. Okay. Yes, I see it. I see the secret right there. I still have no bombs though. So maybe there'll be bombs in these pots here. Bombs, please. One bomb. Okay. So I can technically unlock that right there. Get off! Get off! Okay, let's try this way. Oh, you son of bitches. Yeah, I'm not doing that because I only have one bomb right now. You're annoying. How do I get up there? That's annoying. Oh, right there. Okay. 10 bombs, let's go. Okay, suppose. Ooh! To defeat the black monsters with the hard shell, feed them something explosive. Feed them something explosive. Purple. Okay, so that goes there. So. Yeah, I see there's lots of stuff to blow up. I see. Okay. So there's something here in this room. Here. Get off. Okay, and then here. Oh, feed them something explosive. Nice. Like that. Okay. More than one? Okay. This is weird. Oh, he doesn't like it. Ah, he doesn't like it. Okay. Where are you going? Where are you going? Okay. I've got 4 bombs left. What am I supposed to do? Okay, I got one. Okay. Where are you going? Down? Got him. Okay. Noms. Okay, so this? Yes. Okay. What are you? The boots. Okay. Mm-hmm. If you hold L, you can dash. Try going for a long jump. Okay. Must be some way to tackle this obstacle. Oh, wait. Ah! Okay. I remember now. Okay. I remember now. Love your merch and your story. Does your awesome you inspiring work of something? Oh, thank you so much! Koala, that's so kind of you to say. Thank you. Thanks. Oh my god, twice. 3 times. I'm a chump. Okay, so this one? No, because I don't have another key. Okay. Okay, so I can't long jump on those. Or, I mean... Wait, if I don't have anything to knock them into, what do I... Do I just blow them up twice, I guess? Okay, that's one. Give me a key! Yes. Yes. Okay, key acquired. Now. These skull guys are so annoying. Okay. Bro. Don't blow up. Not in me. Don't blow up on me. Okay, so... What was over here again? Nothing. Okay. It's such a weird concept that after all of that, it ended up being, oh, you can use your boots to run really fast and break those silver things. Okay. I still don't have enough to go. See, there's another thing there. Okay. So there's gotta be someplace. Wait, was there someplace that was blocked by those boxes? There was, wasn't there? Yes. No, because I could do that. And then it's here. Bombable wall here. That's what it was. Okay. Oh. Bumble wall in here, though, right? There has to be, because there's a thing on the other side. There has to be. Yeah. I see you. I see you. Okay. My foot's asleep because I'm not having very good posture. Alright, how do I get up there? It's gotta be around, right? Like, it's gotta be around this thing. Wait. Oh! Okay. I see. Haha! Okay. That's absolutely terrifying, but I can do it. There's the boss key. Okay, okay. We got it. We got it. We got it. Alright. Jumping down. Going over here. So we've got one more key. Yeah. Wait, there should be another key? There's one more key? Oh. Okay. Okay. But that one's easy because we should be able to go here. Oops, I hit the wrong button and now they're stuck on me. Okay. So go here and then I'm going to teleport back to the beginning. Okay, and then up. Yep. This way. Getting yourself cozy in bed after. That's gonna be me. Honestly, that's gonna be me in a couple hours, and I can't wait. Okay, so this should be my last key. Okay, last key. So the Pegasus boots. What could I possibly need the Pegasus boots for in regards to the boss fight? Okay, so go back around. Oh, no, I lied. This way, this way, this way. We're almost there.
Hey, listen.
That wasn't a key. Oh, it's here. Fuck. You can run through it. Okay. Okay, now we got the key. Now we can continue. We can key-tinue. Hello, sir? Get wrecked, kid. Oh, I just got wrecked because I hit the wrong button 3 times. I literally hit the grenade button. Okay, so run through all this. Hearts. Okay. Holy shit. That goes there, 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 there. Okay. So here, here. Here. Here, here. Okay, I have half a heart missing when we're starting the boss fight. Neener, neener. You can't find me. Nya, nya. I mean, you're right here. I legit have no memory of this boss. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Am I supposed to be, like, waiting for it? Oh, wait. Get down. Oh, do I hit him in the eye? Yeah. No, don't go back. No, don't go back. Go back. Come on. Do I have to hit both eyes? Okay, hold on. Of course a game over. Why the fuck wouldn't it be? Okay, so now I have to get all the way back over here. So how do I split him? I think I have to hit both eyes, but I wonder how to do that. Oh, I hit the wrong button again. I can't believe that. Oh my god, come on. Damn, now I'm 2.5 hearts shy. Okay, it's fine. I can do it here, though. Okay. No, oh, I didn't want the piece of power until after. Stop hitting the wrong button for jump. I have to change that. I have to change that because that's gonna get me hurt. Of the Mario elements? Yeah. Oh my god! That's... now I understand. Why did I get a key? Why did I get a key? And I have... Oh, because is this the... no, this is the boss. This isn't the mini boss. Alright, I'm already off to a terrible start. I have too many hearts missing. Can I just hit his eye? Oh, I can. Okay. No. Oh my god, this is so annoying. You can't control which direction he goes when he's running, though, is the problem. Alright, so there's gotta be a way to hit both of his eyes at the same time. Like, fuck. This is one of my least favorite parts about the Zelda games in general, is the trek all the way back to the boss room every time. And it's like, you can't lose any hearts for any reason whatsoever. Yeah, that's a fake out. I hate Berserker, it's so ugly. Okay, you can't lose any hearts for any reason here. I don't know what the fuck to do here with this boss. Okay. Don't lose any hearts now. No, and immediately lost a heart. Immediately lose a heart. Like, literally, don't lose any hearts, immediately loses a heart. Immediately. Actually, immediately. Okay. Alright, so what the fuck do I do when he's split? Do I run through him here? Fuck, fuck. Okay. Okay! Woohoo! Got it. So if you just jump, flops down. I thought that's what you had to do, but I didn't want to say anything. Well, because if you noticed, it took like a little bit of force for him to cut through it. And I think the first time I tried to do that, I didn't give him enough time to cut through. But I did this time. What is that? Oh, it's a bell. I was like, I thought it was like incense or something. He combusted. He straight did. The sea lily's bell. That sparkly shit. Waterfall. Okay. It is hidden in the waterfall. Cuckoo prairie. The egg. Hoot hoot. How many instruments have you gotten so far? When you play the instruments in front of the egg, the windfish will wake and you will leave this island. Now you must hasten to the Yarna Desert. The dark, monstrous inhabitants of the sand will show you the way. Oh, wow, you son of a biscuit. Okay, so now we have some backtracking to do. Because now we've got some stuff to go back and unlock now that we have the abilities. One of these is like one of these caves, isn't it? Right here. Why? Why so many zappies? Biscuit, a trisket, shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pup, shimmy, shimmy, pow. Hey, hi. Okay, well that's one. That's one thing we unlocked. So money. That's money. So the bow. Oh, we can get the bow now. It's like 900. A tisket, a tasket, a brown and yellow basket. anything in here now? We did this already? Okay. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. There's one over here, isn't there? 10, is it 11:40? Alright, so we've got 10, 15 minutes left-ish, give or take. So that I don't get too involved in something that I can't come back from. Okay, so I got that one. Oh my god, I can't believe I missed that twice. Okay, where does this go? I can't do this, it's swimming. Okay, so the waterfall's over here, right? Isn't the waterfall like literally up there? Oh look, there's this mermaid statue. What's this? An account claiming to be the backup account for a TikTok I follow must be claiming they have a special offer for longtime fans only. Can you say scam? I can. Scam. Big fat phony. Yeah, or my favorite ones. My favorite are the ones that are like celebrities. Like Orlando Bloom messaged me once. And he was like, "Hello, Krista, sweetie, how are you?" And I was like, "Yes, Orlando Bloom. I'm great." I'm fabulous. Thanks for asking, Orlando Bloom. Was he stuck in jail overseas? You know, he probably was, and I didn't even give him a chance to tell me what he did. I'm not even a true fan. I'm not even a true fan. If it's ever Adam Levine, it might be real. That's true. That's true. I think I'm wrong, actually. I think I have to go around. How did that even hit me? That's weird. Ooh, I can't make that, I don't think. That's too far of a jump, even for me. Let's see what they have to say. She's gonna tell me I have to go to the waterfall. You will find something called the angler key. Oh, I need the angler key to go to the waterfall. How do I get over there? Over here, I guess. Alright, where's the teleport? Where's there a teleporter? Oh, over here. Alright, we're gonna go back to the teleporter and we're gonna call it for the night. Oh, I need to get over here anyway. That's Marin. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see what they're doing. Ooh, wait. Trade sequence! He's gonna smack it with a stick. Can I borrow it? Yes. And he's gonna get stung, right? So now I get the honey. Okay, so now what do I do with the honey? Honeycomb, you're not sure how it happened, but take it. Okay. So, trade sequence is going. Alright, I need to go back to the teleporter, which is over here, I think. Yep, here it is. Okay, so which teleporter should I be at? I want to watch Big now with Tom Hanks. Okay, so I think I need to go... No, my nose is itchy. Do I have to go up here and down? Or do I go here and over? Let's go here and over. Let's try that. Oh, my nose is so itchy. Well, I was already here, wasn't I? Hold on. Da 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 da. How do I get here? Okay, I'm gonna try the Telltale Heist one instead. I'm gonna try this one instead. Also, that's new. Being able to choose where you're teleporting is new. You used to just have to hop on them and it would just cycle through them one at a time until you went to the one you wanted to go to. So like basically like you would hop on one and it would teleport you and then you'd hop back on it and it would teleport you and you would essentially just keep doing that until you got where you needed to go. So that's new. That's an upgrade. Ooh. Wait, can you not make a jump like that? Oh, you can't? Oh, I thought for sure. My mom said she just doesn't see it with Ryan Reynolds. I don't think Ryan Reynolds is unattractive, but I do agree. He just looks... Yeah, he's just a regular dude. That's true, too. It didn't have the computing power. So... That was stupid. I didn't mean to do that. Hook shot. But I didn't see... Hold on. You're probably right. But was there something to hook shot onto? Oh, the stump. The stump. Okay, so that's not where I need to go. So I need to go to the desert, but I don't know how to get there. I can't go down. I can't go down there. I can't go there. It's gotta be here. But how do I get over here? The waterfall's up here, and it needs the key. Like, the waterfall's literally right here. See, I need the key for the waterfall. Yeah, a keyhole. Yeah, angular keyhole. I need to be able to swim. And I don't remember where you get that. But I need to, like, where's the Little Mermaid lady? I saw her for a second earlier. I don't remember where I saw her. Can I do any of these now? I did this already, didn't I? Yeah, and then... Is this one of the ones that I need? Hold on. I just don't remember if I need to be in... Is this one of the ones that I couldn't do yet? Yes, and yes, yes. Don't run so fast. How are you supposed to... Okay, but how are you supposed to get the other one in there? Purple rupee. That's I don't need rupees. I need answers. Okay, so how do you move? He really just knocked me in there. Can you jump here and push at the same time? No. I wonder if I can do it here. Push. Nope. Okay, so how do you push? This is, wait, oh, this is shallow water though, isn't it? Hold on. If this is shallow water, I can walk in it. It is shallow, okay. So there's the Telltale Heights. There's the dad. Okay. Okay, progress. What's in here? Okay, there we go. No. Ooh, chest. That's a thing. Piece of power! Okay, so he should be right outside the door, right? Yes. Hi! Papa got lost, just like he said. I'm so famished. Some vittles? Oh, I can't. I don't have any. One cold ombre. I don't have any. Man, he called me a cold ombre. What are vittles? So, okay, so that's gotta be... Food? Yeah, I have, but I have honey. Okay, so I can't give him that. All right. I can't give him anything yet then, I guess. So there's got to be another trade sequence. Because I only have the honeycomb. Well, we have reached a dead end here in the mountains. Yeah, I've reached a dead end here in the mountains, I think. But I think I'm gonna get ready to call it here. I think a good majority of everybody has left for the night, so we will find someone to raid. And get out of this cave system first, at least. I underestimate the power of the mighty bomb. Wait, did you actually see a bombable area? Because I did not see one. There might be one there, but I didn't see it. But we can go. We'll do it. We'll do it next time. We'll do it next time. Let me get out of here. We the people demand it. There's a bomb there, right here. Okay. It didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work. Emote spam. We can do that. We can do emote only mode for 2 minutes while I make my way back to the teleporter, I guess. See, I have to go here. I don't know how to go over there. Been in here, right? Because this is the... Yeah, this is where you get... Bow wow. Wait, what is this? Oh wait, I confused. I'm very confused, but what else is new? Okay, so if I go down here, oh, I can go this way. Hold on. Excellent. Okay, so this is. Oh, okay. Hold on. I think you grab this. I think you move this. No? Okay, maybe that's not it. 15 more seconds, guys. Of emotes. Bam. There it is. Alright. Let's find someone to raid, even though... I don't know. Well, I'll toss someone 5 viewers. That's okay. Oh, let's read Seer. Seer is playing Zelda. They're playing Zelda 2. Yeah, let's create Seer. Alright guys, thanks for hanging. I know that I kind of started to lose a little bit of my energy and my motivation towards the end there, but seeing my viewers drop down to 5 kind of bummed me out a little bit, but that's okay. It happens. I'll be back on Friday for some 7 Days to Die with Brosif. I'm kind of tossing the idea around of streaming a little bit more on the weekends. So I might be around this weekend, I might not, but either way, I will see you guys on Friday for some 7 days. Thanks for being here, thanks for hanging, stay safe, make good choices, give Seer lots of love, and I will see you guys on Friday. Okay, bye!